Hey guys, it's Danielle, and as you can see, I'm in my backyard. So we are going to do a let's chat today. For you guys that are new here, my name is Danielle and I am the non-traditional mommy. And on this channel, I talk about parenting, being married, I do vlogs, just all kind of different things. So if you guys are interested in any of that stuff, go check out some more of my videos and then hit the subscribe button. And for the rest of my non-traditional family, you guys know you're the MVPs and I love you bunches. So today we are going to do a let's chat. So you guys grab your drinks. I have my lovely coffee here in my baby mama mug because we are going to be talking about all things parenting today. Okay, not all things, but one specific topic about parenting today. I talked about this a little bit on my blog and I will leave the link to that particular blog post below. But I did talk about this before and somehow it continues to be a reoccurring topic that I usually find myself discussing with other parents. And usually those parents are older parents and I tend to find myself having this discussion with them. And let me just go ahead and put a full disclaimer out there. More than likely, my beliefs on this topic are not the norm. I just want to say that. I find that I tend to kind of fall on that non-traditional side when it comes to this topic. But I don't think that I'm the only person that feels this way or thinks this way. So I would love to know what you guys think. So leave your comments below. Even if you totally disagree, leave them below and let me know why you disagree. If you agree, then let me know, your thoughts on it and why you agree, whatever. I would love to hear what all you other parents have to say and think about this particular topic. Alrighty guys. So I want to chat with you about kids owing their parents. And so this is like and that's a very broad way to put this, but basically parents feeling like I sacrificed for you, I made sure you had the best of this, or I made sure you went to the best schools, or I sacrificed this so that you could do that, and because of that you owe me, or I deserve to be respected, or you should absolutely respect me. So this kind of quid pro quo kind of attitude when it comes to parenting. So I'm just gonna jump in and tell you guys that I totally disagree with that, and I personally do not feel like a child owes a parent anything. I'm sorry for those of you who disagree with me, but I feel like no person walking on this earth came down, and if you did, if you were one of those people, please let me know. No person has ever said, hey, can you please not wear protection and get this woman pregnant? And hey woman, can you not be on birth control and get pregnant? And then could you not abort me? Like, no person has ever asked to be born, is what I'm basically trying to say. No child has asked to be here. It is the adult decision to have a baby. Bottom line, like, it is our choice, our decision. We bring this little person into the world without their permission, without them asking to be here. And so ultimately we are now the responsible person to take care of this child. And on top of that, you guys, not only are we the responsible person, but this little tiny person that comes into the world has no choice but to depend on this other person that brought them into the world. They have no choice. They cannot be born and then say, you know what, I don't like you, I'm gonna crawl right out of this door. They can't do that. And even when they do start crawling and walking, they can't say, you know what, you're not the type I want to have. I'm gonna walk out this door and get a job on my own. They can't do that. They cannot do that for at least 18 years. Legally, for 18 years, they cannot leave your house. So, and for what, 15, 14 to 16 years, depending on where you live, they can't even get a job to take care of themselves if they wanted to. So they have no choice. They have no choice. They are 100% dependent on the adult that made the decision to bring them into this world. So with that being said, how then does this adult become entitled? How then as a parent do you begin to feel like you owe me? You owe me because I fed you when you couldn't feed yourself. You owe me because I bought you clothing because you couldn't buy it yourself. You owe me for putting a roof over your head because you couldn't do it for yourself. Like, I don't get, like, let's just think about that logically. And then what exactly does this child owe you? I'll wait. I want to know. Like, tell me what the child owes you for doing what you were supposed to do as a responsible parent and adult that decided to bring this child into the world that did not ask for you to do that. What exactly do they owe you for doing what you were supposed to do? Oh, respect, you say. Okay, let's talk about that. Respect. They owe me respect. What does respect look like? Respect is a perspective thing, and it varies from person to person. But whatever your definition of respect is, you know, let's just go with respect is them calling me, you know, on holidays. You know, calling me on my birthday and wishing me happy birthday. They owe me that. They at least owe me the decency to call me and say happy birthday, or to call me and say happy Father's Day, or to call me and say happy Mother's Day. They at least owe me that. Why? Because I sacrificed for them. Did they ask you to sacrifice for them? No, but I didn't have to. You're right. You chose to do it. You chose to do it. So again, that was your choice. Here's the thing, guys. I'm one of those people that feel like, do not do me a favor or do not do something for me if you're gonna turn around and then throw it in my face. And not only throw it in my face, but throw it in my face for the rest of my life. I don't want those kind of favors. I just don't. So here you go. You know, it's almost like, okay, parents, how much is your fee? Like, tell me how much I owe you so that I could just write you a check and not have this burden on my shoulder for the rest of my life. So let's go, and I divert. So going back to the idea of you owe me a phone call. Here's the thing. Once a child turns 18, or however, legally 18, and they walk out of your house, at that point they owe you nothing. You did your job as a parent and raise them to be this healthy person to fly out of the nest on their own. You think about it from the animal kingdom. All animals take care of their little babies until that little baby is able to venture out in the wild on their own. Now, I don't know. I don't study animals. That is not my specialty, so I don't know. I'm not sure how many of those little birds fly out of the nest and then those little birds come back to the nest and check on mama and see how mama bird is doing and make sure mama bird has worms and all of that. I don't think that happens. I mean, we have quite a few little nests around our house, and once the baby birds are gone, mama bird is gone, baby bird is gone, everybody gone. I don't see that, but maybe it happens. I'm not a specialist. So based off of that, once your child turns 18 and you've done your job, you've done what you were supposed to do, which was nurture, nourish, encourage, take care of, sacrifice for this little person to get them to an age where they can now suffice and take care of themselves, and they go out, you guys, at that point they don't owe you anything. I'm sorry, that's my opinion, and you have the right to disagree, but they don't owe you anything. Now, because of the emotional attachment that humans have, will that child have some form of emotional attachment to you and have a desire to want to give back to the person that nourished them and nurtured them and help them become the adult that they are? Absolutely. But that should come without pressure. That should come without expectation. That should come naturally, not from this, you know, hovering over them in their ear like you owe, you owe, you owe. It's expected, it's expected, it's expected. That's respect, that's respect, that's respect. But more so from a nourishing standpoint. So for me, my hope is absolutely that once my children have flown the nest and they have their own families, that I have done right, that I have parented them to the degree that they want to come home, that it is not a must, it is not a requirement, they don't owe me anything, but that they want to come home and that they want to call me on Mother's Day or my birthday or just on a Friday, just on a Friday. Like, you don't have to call me on Mother's Day when everybody else in the world is calling their mother. If I talk to you on Saturday, I don't have to talk to you on Sunday because I know I'm probably going to talk to you on Monday. You know, it's like that kind of relationship. So the whole idea that when a parent sacrifices for a child, that child is indebted to them, I think it's just absolutely, excuse me, it's absolutely absurd. And it's almost abusive in a way and controlling. You know, you're doing all of these things for this child with the expectation that this child is going to do something for you later on when they're capable. And that to me is very manipulative and just deceptive in a way, you guys. I don't know. You guys, let me know what you think. I could just be really overthinking this thing, but when I did family therapy, this was just a huge thing with parents and children. And so, you know, that idea of this child owes me because I sacrificed. And usually when the parents talk about sacrifice, it's usually things that they didn't even have to sacrifice. Like, I made sure that you had the latest fashion. Well, you didn't necessarily have to do that. And why were you doing that? Was that for the child's well-being, or was that for the world's well-being? No, I had a parent say to me one time, you know, people are looking at this child and they're a representation of me. And so I made sure that they went to the best schools and they wore the best outfits and they did every sport and they traveled. And you know, I'm telling people like, oh, my child's here and my child's traveling and my child goes to this school. And you know, these people now have this expectation that my child is going to, you know, do something great. So they can't be a bum, because then how are people gonna perceive me? That falls on me. And you guys, that's a whole nother video, which I do plan to do. So when you were doing all those things for your child, so sometimes you guys as parents, we have to stop and ask ourselves, when we're doing all these things for our kids, are we doing it so that we could say to, oh, my child is a cheerleader, my child plays football, my child has perfect attendance, my child's on the honor roll, oh, my child traveled here, oh, my child only wears this? You know, are we doing that for the child or for the world? And normally, sometimes, it's for the world. And so then now the world is like, oh, okay, well, your little guy or little girl is perfect attendance and honor roll, so now let's wait to see what little girl, little guy does when they get older. And so now it's this expectation that this child has to live up to because the parent has put the bar up here. And now there's this pressure, and this child has no desire to be a lawyer or a doctor or the president of the United States. But the parent's like, oh no, you owe me that. You owe me. Do you know how much I sacrificed so that you could go to the best schools? Do you know how many times that I had to take off of work to make sure that you didn't miss any days of school? And let's not talk about how you play every single sport. You owe me. And the rest of the world. Because you're a representation of me. My gosh, you guys, I cannot imagine being that child and what that pressure would feel like. I mean, I went to college, and Sally Mae, she riding my back, and I don't like her. So I cannot imagine my family member being like that, you know, like, I did this for you and now you owe me this. I went into the relationship with Sally Mae knowing that I was going to owe her for doing what she did for me. I went into that. That was a mutual agreement. I was an adult. We made a mutual agreement. I knew what I was signing up for. I didn't know it was going to be, you know, to this degree, but hey, whatever. I knew what I was signing up for. A baby, and you putting this baby in this contract, because that's essentially what it is, without them even knowing that they are signing up for this type of contract. You guys, that's just not fair. It's not fair. And I think it's ultimately all of this you owe me, and all of this level of respect comes from how the outside world will perceive you as a parent. And I think, and that's something else that I do want to talk about, but you know, just how we put our pressures onto our children and our own issues. So I think that that's where that comes from, and it's just really not fair. And we really, as parents, have to do a little bit of soul searching and touch really deep in those hard places and really ask ourselves, why is this so important to me that I do this for my child? Why is it so important that I make this sacrifice in order to do this for my child? Why is it so important that my child does this or go here or travel there or do this or do that? Why is this so important? And what is the long-term goal? And what is my hope? And what is my desire? And will I have an expectation from doing this for my child? I think that's what we have to ask ourselves, and that is the little soul searching that we have to do when we begin to make sacrifices and go above and beyond for our children. So that's my chat, you guys, for today. I know it was like a lot. I feel like this was a lot, and maybe like a earful to do in like such a short amount of time. But I just really wanted to talk about this topic because it continues to show up in my life when it comes to parents and their children. Whenever I am with other parents and we begin to talk about parenting, this tends to come up a lot. And so I felt like this would be a good let's chat video and just see what you guys think about this topic, and to share with you my views on this topic of children owing their parents. So yeah, I don't know, you guys let me know what you think. It's always hard to end these kind of videos because it's like I want to know what you guys think. I want that kind of two-way conversation. So it's always hard to just be like, all right y'all, that's it, bye. But yeah, it's always hard. So anyway, you guys let me know what your thoughts on this particular topic. I would love to hear some more of your thoughts on, does a child owe their parents for sacrificing for them? I would love to know. what you guys' thoughts are. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so already, and join my little family for more Let's Chat videos. And for the rest of you guys that are already part of the family, you guys are the MVPs. Now, I don't owe you anything for this, do I? For you subscribing. See you later. Bye.